What's up guys, TierZero here, bringing you Joe Ray's XO winner box deck profile with what?
We're playing Branded.
In fire format?
Weird.
How many fire decks did you play?
I played 3 today.
Whoa.
Crazy.
Powerful. Good matchup, good matchup.
I think it's not bad. So genuinely, I'm playing the gimmick clock. I had to swallow my pride a little bit. But actually, like, I found I was making Albion going second into the deck, and then as long as you set up a gimmick, they really struggle to out the Albion because of all the targeting prevention on it. Then you just get to summon the gimmick to their board in their turn. They can't deal with it, then you get a second turn to play again. But yeah, that was the general idea I found, and gimmick clock, if it resolves, is obviously the strongest thing the deck can do. As far as cards in the deck go, free Aluba, I'm not on this 2 Quem stuff. Free Albaz, not explaining this anymore. I like 2 Cartesia, I just always want the deployment to be live to summon this card. Then the 1 Quem. I am playing a Spriggan's Kit because I'm playing the High Spirits. Because I'm playing Dark Magician and the Gimmick Puppet, that's some quite nice typing for the High Spirits to be able to resolve by sending stuff from the extra. We're playing the 1 Mercuria. We are still playing the Despia stuff, so 1 Tragedy, 1 Adlib. There's some matchups you're just going to want to do this instead of this. There's some matchups where you can kind of greed a bit and do like double Mirror Jade still. 1 Albion, wouldn't mind playing more of this, but Droll's a little bit scary, so I'm not doing that. Then we're on the 1 Lubellion and the 1 Saranir for the requirements to do different Cartesia openings, and the Albion into Lubellion into Mirror Jade line. It's important to play around the Imperm if you're reading that. And then the 2 bricks, which aren't the worst thing in the world to draw because we're playing the High Spirits as well. Plus we're playing the kit, so we can get starter cards off this. But yeah, it's the strongest thing Brand can do, unfortunately. So that's all the monsters. Sort of the regular spells. We've got free Branded Fusion, free Opening. I'm on the Deer at the minute. I wanted to give it a try. It was okay. I'm not on Maximus to do like a 1 card gimmick lock or anything, but it's just nice to sort of push through different hand traps and then set up the lock or set up like interruptions of some sort on their turn. Like there's a line where if you get ashed but you have Nadir Servant, as long as you play Kit and High Spirits, you still set up Mirror Jade plus Mercuria. So that's quite nice. We play the 2 sort of starter cards that lose to Droll, which just for numbers wise, we still play them. 3 of genuinely one of the best cards in the deck, Fusion Deployment, and then 1 of each of the Branded and Red. A Branded Lost, a High Spirit, and a Retribution. High Spirits is quite nice if you're reading Droll, because you can search this off of an Aluba, get them to wait to sort of play a draw, and then you chain the High Spirits and do your search anyway. And then for non-engine, we're playing quite a lot of engine because we're on the Nadir, plus like the bricks and stuff. So we're just playing Free Frost, 2 talents, Fusion Dupe, and a Call by the Grave. I just wanted to play another talent. I really like the card. And then the Fusion Dupe is pretty mandatory. If you want to play Cross Out plus Hand Traps in this sort of list, you're going to have to go way over, go up to like sort of 45, 46, 47 cards. And that's if you're just playing like 1 copy of the things you want to play. So I'd rather play these are sort of higher impact, and I like drawing all of these cards. I don't necessarily want to draw like my 1 of Ash, my 1 of Bell, you know, stuff like that, where drawing them isn't great. I'd rather just play through the board of all the massive engine I've got. I think Call By is just great into, it's obviously good into hitting Ash, but in fire format you can hit Promethean as well, which is quite good.
How many cards in the main?
So it should be 43, if I count correctly. Extra deck is mostly standard, most of Branded is the same, to be honest. 2 Mirror Jade, 1 Lubellion, 2 Albion, Titan, Rinbrum, and Albion, which is quite nice. Use this today for a pretty interesting reason, literally just to summon Albaz in my opponent's turn to give me the material to make this, to gimmick lock them. But if you have sort of a weaker end board, just sending Rinbrum off this for an extra interruption is quite strong. But this is all pretty normal. The YuGiOh is pretty normal. The Quaritus to summon off of it. We have the 2 Branded and Red targets. This is what you make a lot of the time off of it. And then we have so we're playing the Nadir Servant. I wanted to play a really good target to send off it, but because we're not playing Maximus, I'm just adding Albaz instead. So I like Lulu Walalith. It's also just a cool card. I like summoning it. I didn't summon it today though. Almost every time it was better to summon the Quaritus, just so that you don't die. Then we're playing the Dragoon because we're on the Dark Magician, and we're playing the Sprint. Because we're playing the kit, playing this card lets us do that line where a Nadir Servant gets us through the Ash to still get to a board, and it's a machine. You can high spirit the Gimmick Puppet out of your hand with this card. So yeah, Lulu Walalith is definitely cuttable. I just quite like the card, and it was quite nice, to be honest, playing Nadir. As far as extra goes, we've got 3 ofs of the Drawn Lockbird, we've got 3 ofs of Ash, the Cosmic Cyclone, a playset of Evenly Matched. So this is the stuff I was siding into the fire. I've got to respect the anti-spell, unfortunately. And then the Evenly just kind of softens the board up.
And gets rid of anti-spell.
Yeah, if they decide to keep the anti-spell, then if they have a good follow-up, they can still get you. But if they don't, then you can hopefully just break through the rest. I found that if they were keeping the Ambler Whale, then if they were making that board, then the Evenly just meant that the Branded Fusion checks that quite nicely, because killing an Albion off of a Branded Fusion doesn't really accomplish much. Killing a Lubellion off of a Branded Fusion doesn't really accomplish much. So you play through quite easy, and this just softens it up massively. Then in the rest of the side, we've got a Duster, because we're playing the Frost, a Banishment. It just covers some funky matchups where like there's awkward cards to out, and like any sort of mirrors and stuff like that. And then the last card was a Masquerade the Blazing Dragon, because sometimes you see the clock run down quite low, and when you're going second, if you make this card quite early, you can sort of pressure them into not playing any cards or effects, so that you can play and then threaten them in the battle phase at that point. So it puts a lot of pressure on them to make this card early. I'm not playing the Patchwork, but it's still fairly easy to go into. And genuinely having a second Despia fusion at times is really strong, because it lets you trigger the Quem sometimes when you have when you have a Despia in hand, or the Branded in red where you don't want a Chimera.
Thank you very much, Joe. Cool.
Peace.